Breaking news on Nightside. The Office of the Police Ombudsman releases its recommendations for the Spokane Police Department following last summer's ICE protest. We'll tell you the policy changes they're recommending.
Our air quality is getting worse again tonight, and the hottest weather of the season so far is in the forecast for Wednesday. I'll let you know when we might expect some relief.
And a man loses his home in the Kaiser Canyon fire, how he's now working to rebuild. Live on 4 News Now and streaming on KXLY+, you're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. We begin with that breaking news. The Office of the Police Ombudsman is releasing its report on last summer's ICE protest in Spokane. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. The office recommends Spokane police work proactively to prepare for a safer response to large protests. The protest took place on June 11th of last year. Former Spokane City Council President Ben Stuckert urged people to come to the ICE facility just north of Riverfront Park to support people who were detained and were about to be transported to an ICE facility in Tacoma. The report notes that SPD allowed the protest to go on for several hours before declaring an unlawful assembly. That's when officers arrested people and fired pepper balls, beanbag rounds, and irritants into the crowd. The report lists 26 recommendations for the city and SPD going forward. Some of those include creating a protocol for incidents involving federal immigration facilities, federal requests for assistance, or protests related to immigration enforcement. It also says SPD should require a written or recorded mission statement during First Amendment and crowd management events and integrate de-escalation policies into First Amendment and crowd management operations. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown and Police Chief Kevin Hall released a joint statement on the report tonight, writing, "The Office of the Police Ombuds exists to promote accountability and public confidence in local law enforcement by providing independent review of police actions and thoughtful policy recommendations. Independent oversight strengthens the credibility, professionalism, and integrity of the Spokane Police Department. We look forward to thoroughly reviewing the rest of the report and the remaining recommendations to guide how we can continue making improvements for the safety of our community and officers." You can read through the rest of this report and the statement from city officials by finding the story on our website at KXLY.com. 13 structures have burned in the Kaiser Canyon fire burning in Okanagan and Ferry counties. Fire officials say they expect that number to go up once they finish patrolling the burn scar. The fire is burning more than 68,000 acres, or about 106 square miles, with zero containment. One of those structures that was lost was Steve Ankney's home. He has lived in Nez Pelham his entire life and wasn't expecting the fire to move as quickly as it did on Saturday. He says he was able to save his dog and his neighbor's horses, but he wasn't able to salvage much from his own home.
I thought the horses were going to get burned, so I ran back over there and cut the fence again and then let them out. And, you know, pretty much just sit there and watch it burn. It was hard.
Ankney has family and friends to support him, but he says it's difficult starting over. His family has a GoFundMe account set up to help him begin that road to recovery. Well, people in southwest Spokane County, just north of Tyler, were forced to evacuate today due to another wildfire. It's burning near the intersection of South Malloy Prairie Road and West Cameron Road. Fire crews will be on scene throughout the night, mopping up. According to Spokane County Fire District 3, they say 3 structures were lost, 1 barn and 2 outbuildings, but no injuries have been reported. Another fire northeast of Cheney in the town of Marshall also sparked today. That fire has been knocked down. Spokane County Fire District 3 says water hoses were laid around the fire to put out the flames. Air support was called in to help, but was canceled once firefighters were able to put it out. All right, Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins us now. And Chris, unfortunately, the smoke, heat, and fire danger we're seeing is very likely going to last through the week.
Well, we've got a lot going on this week, and none of it is especially good in terms of our fire situation. 4 things to know about your weather: smoky skies tonight and tomorrow. We have a heat advisory through Thursday, hottest weather of the season so far. Also on Thursday, we bring in the chance of some thunderstorms, pretty much the last thing we want to see right now, and they're not going to bring much, if any, precipitation. And then the winds pick up, which take us into critical fire weather conditions Friday and Saturday. About the only good thing about those winds is they should clear out our air as long as we don't have a bunch more active fires happening. Our air quality has dipped into the unhealthy for sensitive groups range, continues to slowly get worse this evening, and we'll probably wake up with some not so great air quality, but then see some improvement as the day goes on. But right now we have these areas of red, that is the unhealthy, that have been expanding from Oroville down through Omak, another area including Moses Lake, all the way over to Ritzville, and that's starting to get closer to the Spokane area. Meanwhile, North Idaho remains in pretty good shape, but without much of a breeze, we're not going to see much movement in that smoke overnight. Tomorrow, we could start to clear out a little bit, and again, even clearer air is in the forecast. Wednesday, hot and smoky. We have a heat advisory in effect with a high temperature of 97 degrees. I will be back to tell you about those changes coming for Thursday and what you could expect heading into the weekend. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. If you're looking to beat the heat, splash pads around Spokane are now open Mondays through Saturdays at 19 different parks. In Spokane County, the North Side and South Side Aquatic Centers are open 7 days a week with 2 public swim periods. And due to the extreme heat, the city of Spokane will be activating its inclement weather plan, so more shelter beds will be available. Street outreach teams will also be handing out water and providing sunscreen and electrolyte packages. For families looking for indoor activities to stay out of the smoke, there are options like visiting your local library or trampoline park. One local dad tells us he checks the air quality index every morning before he plans his day with his kids.
Literally the first thing right now, I roll over and check on my phone in the morning because it dictates so much of your day. Roll over, check the smoke. Can we go to the lake? No. Can we work outside? No. Can we go for a walk? Maybe a couple hours in the morning.
Another parent said they've been planning a lot of play dates to keep their kids inside. Well, the Mariners had an outstanding Game 1 against the Cincinnati Reds last night, and tonight's Game 2, well, they couldn't repeat the magic. Sports director Jack Wallace joins us with what went wrong with the M's. Pretty good pitcher on the mound.
Yes, it was a tough interleague matchup at these series, but it hadn't really looked that way historically for Seattle heading into this game. 7 of the last 8 matchups against these Reds went the way of the Teal and Navy. It didn't translate early on tonight at T-Mobile Park. Ellie De La Cruz hammered the opening run on a full count for Cincy. The leadoff RBI, not too much trouble, 1-0 to the visitors. Luis Castillo, another round of meatball subs served up to the Reds. Another leadoff home run flies out for Mariner Eugenio Suarez. 2-0 Cincinnati in the 4th, and some life for Seattle, down by 3. Weston Wilson, 0 trouble way out to left field. A needed home run to slice into the deficit. Julio Rodriguez would follow suit, but Nathan Lowe slamming the door shut. 4-2 game. That's where we're going to end up finishing. The Mariners lose and reset for a Game 3 rubber match. That's tomorrow early afternoon. The M's return is the pretty early one, 12:40 p.m., and with a win, Seattle will clinch their 3rd series against Cincy in a row. Back to you, Derek.
All right, Jack, thank you. Well, the Trentwood Irrigation District met today to discuss whether or not they would annex water to a potential housing development that could see 500 homes built on the Spokane River in Spokane Valley. Daniel Purcell was at the meeting to hear from the board and many who lined up to oppose the annexation.
At tonight's Trentwood Irrigation District meeting, many of the board members discussed the potential positives that annexing water to a potential 500-home development could have on the district and its infrastructure needs, including building a new well for the service area.
It is a huge benefit to our current customers and future customers.
This isn't the first time this issue has been brought before an irrigation district. Just last year, the Pasadena Park Irrigation District held a public vote to see how their community felt about the proposed development, which was widely rejected by voters.
95% of the people in our community in Pasadena Irrigation District voted in opposition, and now these developers are going to Trentwood Irrigation District in hopes that there won't be a vote.
About 24 protesters showed up before the meeting to make their voices heard, and they say no to any proposed developments.
To propose development to be voted against and to re-propose development in a different place where there won't be an election is wildly offensive.
The Trentwood Irrigation District went on to pass the annexation of water to the proposed development by a vote of 4-1 without a public vote. In Spokane Valley, Daniel Purcell, 4 News Now.
All right, still ahead here on Nightside. A heat advisory for the area is in effect through Thursday. We'll have the details for you after the break. Don't go away.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
Tune in for the camping forecast each Thursday, brought to you by R&R RV.
Wildfire season is here, and a spark could quickly turn into an inferno. Protect what matters most with meteorologist Matt Gray.
We're not just forecasting, we're giving you the time you need to keep your home and family safe.
The First Alert Weather Team, only on 4 News. This is your community, and your stories deserve to be heard. At 4 News Now, we're here to listen, connect, and bring you the news that truly matters. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
When you're ready for more peace and quiet, Numerica has flexible home loans so you can get more for what you love. Numerica Credit Union, money where it matters.
What are you reading?
It's called Act Like You've Been There. Did you know you can actually manifest good luck simply by behaving as if it's already happened?
Don't tell me you're convinced you've already won that $1 million giveaway at Northern Quest, because...
Hold on, I'm not...
You rang, sir?
My pillow needs fluffing?
Shall I rectify that?
I mean, if you think that's the best way.
Richard Freebird. Richard Freebird. Richard Freebird. Nope. I don't know how to say his last name.
Okay, they have some time to get this right, but we don't. Our kids depend on us. I am Richard Freudenberg. I'm running for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by people for Richard Freudenberg.
Free bird.
Jimmy, what are you doing?
I'm packing.
Kimmel's all packed up for summer, and these guest hosts are moving in. Coleman Domingo, followed by Anthony Anderson.
That's some silly star power right there.
Jimmy Kimmel Live with summer guest hosts on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
All right, welcome back. We're joined once again by Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. And Chris, it's been hot, and it's going to get even hotter, right?
Yes, we are heading in many locations into the triple digits. There is a heat advisory in effect for a good portion of the inland Northwest all the way through Thursday. Our high today, 93 degrees, 87 is our average high, and an uncomfortable start to the day, only cooled down to 71 this morning. High temperatures tomorrow around the region. We are going to be a little bit warmer with triple digits possible from Lewiston all the way up to Omak. Wenatchee to Libby will have mid to upper 90s common elsewhere. Right around the Spokane area, 100 degrees in Meade and upper 90s in downtown Spokane. Close to that in Millwood as well as Spokane Valley. No real cool spots on the map today. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days, this white line is our average high. We'll be at 97 the next 2. Thursday is when we're going to start to see some changes. A little bit cooler Friday, another drop Saturday. Unfortunately, that transition is going to come along with the potential for thunderstorms and then gusty winds to start the weekend. So if we do have any new fire starts or the existing fires, we could see some additional spreading there. Our forecast radar, I'm going to Thursday, 1 in the morning, and we start to see some thunderstorms developing over the Cascades, perhaps a sprinkle or two on this side of the mountains. Thursday morning, the potential for thunderstorms from the Waterville Plateau up through the Northeast Mountains, and then off and on throughout the day, but a better chance as we get into Thursday evening. Here's Thursday at 7:30. And of course, These storms are fairly fast moving and not putting down much precipitation. So the big concern is new fire starts from lightning, as well as the gusty outflow boundary winds that come along with these thunderstorms. Then they move out Thursday, and our winds really start to pick up Friday and Saturday. Southwesterly winds that will bring in some nice fresh air and should scour out the smoke. However, they could really cause some problems fanning the flames of fires. Our 7-day forecast, then, we have that chance of thunderstorms on Thursday, gusty winds Friday and Saturday, and then calmer, hopefully clearer and cooler weather Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. A great pick of the night for you tonight. Some swallowtail butterflies, a bunch of them, and Becca Bozzo saw all these butterflies together when she was fishing on the Pack River Delta. And this is called a puddle of butterflies, or these butterflies are actually puddling, and that is when they all get together on the soil and try to get salt and minerals out of the soil, wet soil along the river. And there you go, puddling butterflies for you, Derek.
Pretty cool picture, though, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, drivers have been seeing backups and delays on Argonne Road in Millwood this month. The city's been working on repaving part of the road, and it's causing problems for business owners. Greg Mott has owned Corner Door Fountain and Books for 34 years. With northbound lanes blocked off, he says it's harder for people to get to businesses on that side of the road. He says people have been steering clear of the road, and fewer customers have been coming through the door.
The large reader boards said to do was to take alternate routes, and that's what they're doing, is taking alternate routes, and that not only includes the road, but that includes all the businesses that are along the road.
Now, once crews are done with the northbound lanes, they'll move on to the southbound lanes. The city has been posting project updates on its website, but it doesn't have an end date for it listed. Still ahead, a proposed 9-month-long ban on large load data centers divides Spokane County commissioners. A look at the arguments from each side and what happens next when we come back.
Later on Nightline, prosecutors present their case against the once promising singer David, charged with killing a 14-year-old girl and dismembering her body. Plus, a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. Two legends, Melissa Etheridge and Winona Judd, team up. What might be in store?
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Where you been, Hank?
Little field research. Check this out.
Looks like America is loving Ford quality.
Yeah, and J.D. Power backs it up.
Great deals.
Crazy good capability.
America, this is what summer's all about.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
First, at Shriners Children's, the world's most advanced scoliosis procedures are born here. In fact, we deliver access to the world's best doctors for nearly every pediatric orthopedic condition. We're delivering care without compromise is our promise. And kids can just be kids. Because being first always starts with empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Hardworking families are struggling, while too many tax dollars are wasted on fraud and failed programs. It's got to change. I'm Michael Baumgartner. In Congress, I'm fighting for our priorities and getting results. We cut taxes while increasing funding for rural hospitals, provided historic support for WCU research, and helped pass what the American Cancer Society called the most impactful cancer-fighting bill in years. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message because I'll never stop fighting for Eastern Washington.
You're home for Jay and Kevin in the morning. I just want to love somebody. You ain't nothing but a liar. Somebody pour me a drink.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Where you been, Hank?
Little field research. Check this out.
Looks like America is loving Ford quality.
Yeah, and JD Power backs it up.
Great deals.
Crazy good capability.
America, this is what summer's all about.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ziggy's Home Improvement.
The Spokane County Board of Commissioners discussed a temporary ban on data centers today. It's a proposal that's divided the board. Commissioners Amber Waldriff and Chris Jordan proposed the moratorium, saying the county needed time to develop rules and regulations concerning large load data centers. They also mentioned the hundreds of emails they've received from community members who are concerned about a data center's impact to their electric bills and the environment.
The key point I just wanted to make is that a temporary 9-month moratorium will give us the time to really understand the potential impacts of these facilities before they're built and make sure that responsible rules are in place first.
But Commissioners Al French and Josh Kearns disagreed with the proposal and introduced their own ordinance that would regulate data centers and could be enacted by the end of August, allowing for the county to capitalize on the economic benefits of a data center.
Economic benefits that are provided for it, including a significant amount of tax base, tax revenue for the county, and we're currently struggling with balancing our budget.
Now, this comes after Avista announced it had entered into an agreement with a data center customer. It has since paused those negotiations. The city of Spokane has approved a 1-year moratorium on data centers. The Board of Commissioners decided to revisit this conversation in 2 weeks. Almost 6,000 voters in Spokane County will get new ballots in the mail for next month's primary election. That's because of a boundary issue that caused certain ballot measures not to be included on their original ballot. The county elections office says Airway Heights voters are missing the library district levy from their ballots. And in parts of Spokane, voters are missing the STA sales tax renewal from their original ballot. The elections office says the boundary issues that caused the error have been corrected. Anyone impacted should expect a new ballot in their mailbox in the coming days. The county elections office encourages everyone to return their new ballots even if they've already returned their original one. Election officials say a process is in place to ensure only one ballot will be counted. The Spokane County Board of Commissioners also met today to discuss whether or not they would add a potential 0.2% sales tax to the ballot in November. The tax would fund a new jail and overhaul how criminal justice would function in Spokane County. After much discussion amongst the board and with the Safe and Healthy Spokane Task Force, the board ultimately decided not to put the initiative on the ballot. Board members citing a lack of concrete direction that would allow voters to be fully informed in time for the November election.
Discussion today really reflected that I think the board is committed to the greater project of improving public safety and health in the community, but we do need some additional time before we are ready to move a ballot measure forward on that topic.
Commissioner Chris Jordan says the board is eager to get to work to bring a plan to the public for the next election cycle. 3 people in Spokane Valley have been arrested after a search warrant was served at a home tied to an ongoing drug and firearms investigation. That's according to the Spokane Valley Investigative Unit and the U.S. Marshals Service. The agencies say the warrant was served yesterday to a nuisance home near the intersection of South Century Court and Sullivan Road. They seized packaged fentanyl powder, methamphetamine, crack cocaine, and several thousand rounds of ammunition. They also seized 5 vehicles. 4 people were detained, but only 3 of them were arrested on various drug charges. The agencies say this home is the same residence connected to Jack Gentry, who was arrested on July 10th after a federal grand jury indicted him on multiple counts of distributing fentanyl and methamphetamine. Additional arrests or charges in this case are still possible. In the Middle East, American forces have completed an 11th straight day of airstrikes on Iranian targets. The strikes come as Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth tells Congress the war with Iran has cost over $37 billion and more money is needed.
You are asking for unlimited money for bombs when people can't feed their families. And I don't know how this administration intends to defend those decisions to the American people.
Not unlimited bombs, Senator. I'm asking for the right bombs at the right time to ensure we can deter our adversaries into the future.
18 service members have died during the war with Iran, and Iran has issued a statement threatening an expansion of the war in the region if there are any attacks by the U.S. on its nuclear sites. Canadian officials are losing patience with the U.S. following the Trump administration announcing an additional 50% tariff on some Canadian goods. These products include clothing, hockey sticks, dairy products, and wine. The White House says these tariffs are in response to Canada's retaliatory tariffs on American products like cars and alcohol. Ontario Premier Doug Ford is urging federal lawmakers to push back hard.
Wants to continue threatening, and he's nothing but a bully. That's all he is. And you have to stand up to the bullies in the schoolyard, or they end up taking your lunch money. And we are going to continue fighting like we've never fought before.
The new tariffs are set to take effect on August 19th, but they will most likely face legal challenges. All right, despite the high temps, the Spokane Indians celebrated Christmas in July tonight?
Yeah, it makes you miss the cold weather just a little bit, but the Indians were anything but freezing tonight. A great performance coming up. Don't miss those highlights next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Book your stay and play today at MissaquaCasinoHotel.com.
Friday. If I were to describe this case in 3 words, I would call it brutal, intimate, and cruel.
This woman was strangled and she was beaten.
It's literally a horror story.
Who on earth would want to do this to your mom?
2020 takes you inside a murder mystery where nothing is as it seems.
People were stunned. They were afraid.
Hands up! Hands up! I was like, what?
2020, Friday night on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Is it time to update your living spaces? Don't overspend at the big box store. Come see us at Consign Furniture and browse the largest selection of like-new consignment furniture in Liberty Lake. Visit us online or stop by today. Consign Furniture. It's the smart way to buy.
We are the Dillos. We are from Northern Kentucky. Being out in a rural area, coverage is pretty hit and miss with other carriers. So switching to T-Mobile solved a lot of problems that we had.
I'm able to use T-Satellite now. We've got coverage no matter where we're at.
America's best network meets off-the-grid satellite coverage with T-Satellite. And right now, keep the phone you love, and we'll pay it off up to $800 when you switch.
Better service, better price, win-win.
One call, that's all, means we take care of everything after your car wreck.
From dealing with insurance companies to helping you find doctors and repair shops, we're here to guide you from start to finish.
After my car accident, working with Craig Swap and Associates made the whole process so easy. They communicated with me and let me know what the next step was every step of the way.
Call Craig Swap and Associates today. Let us make your recovery simple. One call, that's all.
509-999-9999. If you're considering updating your living spaces, let our team do all the heavy lifting. We will pick up and sell your like-new consignment furniture.
Consign Furniture. It's the easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Well, you can't get much further away in the inland Northwest than the Boston Red Sox. They're pretty far out East Coast, but there's still one familiar face to Spokane Indians fans, and he's made some pretty major headlines, leading his Sox to massive recent success. Chad Tracy played for the Spokane Indians in 2006, just a light 20 years ago. His first among 8 minor league stops, and he earned 11 home runs, 66 hits, and 35 RBIs in his 66 Salt Lake City games. After a 7-year career in the minors, he managed 3 years in the LA Angels farm system, earning his first AAA managing stint, then with the Worcester Red Sox in 2021. And at last, an interim manager opportunity in Boston back in April. Tracy coached the Sox out of one of the worst holes in the American League. He's taken them to a 41-31 record since. 14-game winning streak, the icing on top right now. It's the second longest in Boston's century-plus long history. And current Spokane manager Tom Zutaris spoke about how great moments like these are for former Indians ballplayers.
No, it's really neat. I think what's really neat about being a Spokane Indian is I think it's a special club. When it doesn't matter where you played before, where you're at now. If you came through this town, they treat you with a lot of respect. They care about you. I think that's pretty special. It's a really great place to come to work every day.
Now, Boston has the off day today with their game against the Orioles getting rained out. They'll be back in action against the O's coming up tomorrow, while the Indians up against the Tri-City Dust Devils. And happy Christmas in July at the Spokane Indians game. Pretty far from the snow and ice. Temps near 100 degrees. Early here for the Tri-City Dust Devils. Rocket out to left. Capri Ortiz flipping the game in a flash. A 3-run home run lifts the Dust Devils to a 3-2 lead in the 3rd inning. Back to the Indians, Jacob Humphrey does his same impression of it now to right field. The low-angle homer sails into the Pepsi corner. Big run for Spokane. Gets him back level at 3 runs apiece. The very next at-bat, heck, the next pitch, Tanner Thatch now. That hit even better than the last one. Out to the scoreboard. Thatch's second home run of his high A career lifts the Indians in front. It's 4-3, but strong pitching is going to give the Indians a 5-4 final. Indians lead the series 1-0. Seattle Mariners could not hang late with the Cincinnati Reds, falling 4-2 after failing a late comeback. All of the top 4 of the order, not good today. Hit a combined 0 for 13. But Josh Naylor in 5th carried pretty well with 3 hits of his own. Weston Wilson and Julio Rodriguez both knocked solo home runs in the 7th and 8th innings, but a Nathan Lowe 9th inning home run put the game away. The loss evens the series at 1-all, and now the rubber match goes down early tomorrow, 12:40 p.m. And the M's wrapped up their draft not that long ago, and now they're getting a little closer to signing that whole class. They have 18 of 20 down, including today their first selection off the board, Ace Reese. Third baseman out of Mississippi State knocked 24 home runs and 74 RBIs in his last season in college. Biggest strength, not too shockingly, is hit power, but he didn't have the best fielding arm, and it's possible that position ends up moving a little bit, especially with Seattle drafting 3 other third basemen. And how about this for Washington State football? The Cougs football team will be swapping their original north sideline for the south, therefore placing the visitors team sideline to the north side. The switch prevents the teams from crossing over each other when they head to their respective exits for halftime and the end of the game, plus places the road team in the hotter other sideline and the one right next to the often hostile student section. Cougs season ticket holders can adjust their seating spots by calling or emailing Athletics Tickets. Single game tickets for WSU games this fall released to Cougar Athletic Fund members on Monday, July 27th, and the general public a couple days later on Wednesday the 29th, both drops occurring at 10 a.m. And calling all Seahawks fans with your HBO Max subscriptions. If you hadn't got it, now's your time. Get ready for the biggest preseason event. The Super Bowl winning Seahawks will be featured on Hard Knocks, behind-the-scenes look at training camp. And this year's series debuts August 4th at 6 p.m. Pacific time, a week earlier than the original scheduled drop. Seattle also making their debut on the show, having the option to in 2013, but general manager John Schneider declined back then. The show covers the 5 weeks leading up to the 2026 kickoff, and Seattle starts their title defense on Wednesday, September 9th against New England. So I have to ask you, Derek, is Wednesday weird to have an NFL game, or does it not matter? You just want a game then, or is it?
I mean, being
both?
that it's the first game of the season, right, where they're trying to make it like 6 straight days of football or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
It might be okay, but like, yeah, during the rest of the season, not so much.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hurry into the Ram Make This the Summer event for a great American deal. Now get 15% off select Ram 1500 models, plus no payments for 90 days. And get it all backed by America's best powertrain limited warranty. Don't wait. Get a great deal during the Ram Make This the Summer event. Nothing stops Ram.
During the Ram Make This the Summer event, get 15% below MSRP for an average $13,300 below MSRP on the 2026 Ram 1500 Limited. See your Spokane Ram dealer.
Davis, with basketball season over, what's next?
Just continue to learn the heating and cooling ropes with Kyle.
Yeah, that's right. Right now we're working on his diagnostic skills. Let me show you. So Davis, this unit right here, long run times, energy usage through the roof, a couple of breakdowns this year. What do you think?
It's battling.
But?
Gotta go. Effort can't fix everything.
That's my boy.
Beat the summer rush and call the heating and cooling experts at Bill's today. Really?
Really?
Really? When life gives you a really bad day, Pawn One has real financial solutions.
Chevy drivers across America will do a lot in the next 5 years. But one thing they won't do is pay interest on their new Chevy. Right now, get 0% financing for 5 years on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. With no payments for 90 days. Because you've earned this summer. Now it's time to go get it.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Smoky and hot tomorrow, but we're going to see some changes toward the end of the week. Hopefully that will not result in too many additional new fires, but clear out the heat and the smoke.
Yeah, okay. We could definitely use that.
Yes.
Like you said, we only have so many summer weekends to be able to enjoy stuff outside, so you want to take advantage when you can without smoke. Thanks so much for being with us here on 4 News Now Nightside. We'll see you tomorrow.